people that have gone through some trials? Am I talking to anybody that's got some scars? Anybody that's gone through some stuff that your life so far has not been a tiptoe through the tulips, but it has been hard days, it's been suffering days. And even if your life has been great, even though you may have had a level of success, there are still things that you want to do. There are still dreams and desires that you have inside of yourself. And you have got to make the declaration for yourself that I'm going to make the rest of my life the best of my life. You get to write your life story. And as you write your life story, don't you ever allow anybody else to hold the pen. Don't allow anybody else to hold the pen as they write your life story. As you get to know God more, as you connect with God more, and He reveals the thoughts that He has for you, which by the way are good thoughts. They're good thoughts. They're not evil thoughts. They're thoughts to bring you to a peaceful end, to give you a future. As you get to know God more, you hold the pen and you begin to write your life story. That pen comes with an eraser. And you can erase some stuff. You can decide that I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to decide that I'm not going to go through trauma in my life again. I'm not going to get hooked up or messed up. But I'm going to make the rest of my life the best of my life. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. And I think that we can summarize what Jesus is saying, or what He means in these three words. First things first. First things first. You got to keep the main thing the main thing. And as you go after a better life, as you go after your desires and your dreams, as you go after your goals, you've got to seek first the kingdom of God. Because anything you get without God is vain. Am I speaking to a church today? Anything that you get without God is vain. And some things, you don't really want to get those things unless you have God first. Ladies, you don't want to get a man unless you get him through God. Trust me. Anything that you get without God will not last. Because only what you do for Christ will last. Everything else fades. And so if you beginning today would consciously, continuously, constantly and consistently put first things first, it would absolutely transform your life. If you would put first things first, if you would seek God first, sometimes it feels like you got to pull teeth, even for the believers, to just worship. Everybody wants a word. Everybody came in to get a word. Well, Lord, I need a word from you. I need a blessing from you. How about you bless God first? How about you lift your hands and say thank you? How about we keep first things first? So what are the steps to making the rest of my life the best of my life? What are the steps? Well, the steps that you have to take, the first one is you got to set proper priorities. If you're writing, write that down. Set proper priorities. Your priorities is the critical success factor in whether you achieve your life's purpose. The priorities that you have right now, the priorities that you live by, the priorities that govern your day and govern where you go, who you hang out with, how you spend your money, how you spend your time, those priorities are the critical success factor in whether you sink or swim in life. What are your priorities? What is important to you? Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your money? Where are you spending your resources? What is zapping your energy? What's taking your strength? What are your priorities? Let me tell you, if your priorities are not in order, your life will not be in order. If your priorities are not in order, your life will be out of whack. If your priorities are right, then you will be right. But if they're wrong, you will be wrong. You got to set proper priorities. And there are three objectives when we think about priorities and we think about seeking first God's kingdom and all these things being added and living the best of our life for the rest of our life. There are three objectives that you really want to do in life, and I really want you to write these down. Three things that you need to do in your your life. 3 things that God empowers you to do. And those 3 things are manifest, maintain, and maximize. Everybody say manifest. Say maintain, maximize. So you got to manifest. What do you mean, Pastor Brown? What do I need to manifest? You need to manifest. I need to see the real you. We're living in a society where people are just fake and shady. Where people don't show you, the true who they really are. Hello? We're living in a society where being fake is actually, it's promoted. Cover girl. Mac. We are living in a society where we promote cover-up. Where you don't just wear makeup, but your entire life is made up. You ever met people that embellish on their life and embellish on what they have? And embellish on who they are? Because they are ashamed of who they are. And really we're living in a society where people don't really know who they are. We don't know who we are anymore. So when we talk about manifest, I'm talking about the word identity. Everybody say identity. What is your identity? Your identity is your individuality. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. Every now and then you're supposed to stick out like a sore thumb. When everybody else says chips, you say crisp. Because you're just different like that. You got to be comfortable in your own skin. When everybody else is wearing red to the party, you wear yellow. Because you like yellow. You've got to be an individual. You got to love you. Somebody touch yourself and say, I like me. I love me. You've got to be an individual. You've got to be an individual. This is why a lot of our young people, they go through bouts of depression. Even some of them tragically